Hi, family. Welcome back. It's so exciting to begin the week with one of our finest and favorites in the house. Join me, guys, to welcome our own one and only Michael Williams. Michael, thank you once again for joining us today.
Well, thank you so much, Comfort, for having me. It's been a while.
Indeed, it's been a while. Thank you. We appreciate the good job you are doing.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
yeah, Michael. A lot is happening. So we are going to do stuff in a kind of hit and miss. However, I know you're capable of handling my disorganization. So let's just go that way. Anything I bring
Sure,
up, just take it like that. Yeah.
sure. Mhm.
Yes. So, you are one of the early birds who saw this vision even before it got a name, like in the 2018 and so on. So, you've walked through the journey, you've walked some of us through the journey and so on. How do you feel being where we are now? I've been asking this to almost every leader who is coming here. So let's know, please.
Sure. Well, I feel great. I felt the same way I felt years ago, so that hasn't changed. I think the dream certainly has become bigger. We've seen a lot more, so I think more has become clearer. And on passive has up its game, so this is exciting.
It's exciting indeed. Yeah, sure. Yeah, so I would start with one of the things. This is like a worry. A couple of days or last week, it was announced that the founding member login button in onpassive.com would soon disappear. And many people are worried about what would happen to founders who have not yet migrated. So, what do you have to say about this, Michael?
Mhm. Well, first of all, if they have the ability to do so, they should do it. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
But we do understand that there are some who have challenges, and sometimes you don't know. Like for example, I had a lady, a founder today that shared with me that she was away for the last 6 weeks. She was on a mission in Africa for the last 6 weeks. And
Mhm.
so as a result of that, she wasn't able to migrate. Now that she's back in the UK, and she was able to migrate. So sometimes people are away for other things other than on passive. And that's one of the reasons why they haven't done so. But certainly if they have the ability to do so, they should
Mhm.
certainly do that. And then now for those who do have, legitimate challenges, we do know that this system is being stabilized, right? So as the system work it out the little bugs, little kinks that are there, then more and more will be able to, migrate. But if it should happen that they're unable to do so, right? No fault of their own. Again, we have a very loving company that will do its best to ensure that all are taken care of. So I personally wouldn't worry about it if it's no fault of your own. Right now, if it is your fault, now that's a different story, right?
Right.
Right. But if it's not your fault, just continue to work with the system, work with support, and get it resolved so that you can migrate successfully.
All right. Thank you. Thank you for reassuring. So this was the voice of our communications Iron Lady last week. She said we are realizing or centralizing our corporate message process to include everyone and ensure we are speaking to everyone, not just the founders. So what do founders need to take home from this statement by Dr. Soha, Michael?
But yeah, it's no longer about us, right? When we came in, it was only about us as founders because only founders can get in. There's only a founding position available. At this stage, we now turned our attention to the public, right? Which is a good thing. Like founders should be ecstatic about that because without the public, you don't have a business,
Hmm.
right? So we should be excited at the fact that the company is now focusing on the public because that is where the customer base, that's where customers are coming in to utilize our products.
Right.
Because if we don't have customers, if no one's buying our products, then we're not making any money. So the company's not making any money. No revenue's coming in. So how can they pay out commissions if there's no revenue, right? So we certainly need that, and so that's a good thing. So founders should be happy about that. That the company, all the marketing materials, everything that we see It's not just, let's come and talk to the founders. Let's come and talk to the founders. Let's show the founders this. No, let's build everything out now towards the public, because they will need to see OnPassive multiple times before they get to trust, and willing to buy from us. So it's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm just happy that you're really, you're explaining this so well, because many founders, they're just stuck in this comfort zone where, as Ash says, nobody would be left behind, and then everything is just being done for everybody. Michael, for the past almost 9 weeks, we've been helping people in almost all of the platforms that we've been helping with OnPassive, helping people to migrate, helping to sort out your password, your lost email and stuff. So some people are just comfortable. That's why I just wanted you to discuss this, so that they know that it's a good thing, and that they equally need to grow up. Am I right to think like that?
Yes, absolutely. If we just focus on founders, no one's gonna make any money. Okay? That's just the bottom line, right? Because we know what we care about, why we joined the business, and that goes for any business. Any business you get in because you're trying to make some money with it, right? So OnPassive is no different from that standpoint. Yes, there's other aspect, value, and all these things that come with it, uplifting humanity, right? But just from a founder speaking, right? You get in because you're looking to make money. You want to be able to sell the products, make money from it. That's great. So understand what it takes for that to happen. And what it takes is to get customers upon customers upon customers. We want to have 100 million customers, 500 million customers, 1 billion customers, and more. That's what we want as a company, right? So this is a good thing that their focus is on that, to ensure that happens. Because when it does, it impacts our bottom line, which is a very, very good thing.
Wow, thank you. I think the next question just sounds like the previous one. However, if it's the same thing, we'll repeat it for emphasis so that people get it and get it really well. Last time our I think it's Mr. Nazel, he said that our blog has been redesigned and updated to ensure we are teaching people about the solutions we will be providing to enhance their lives. So who is supposed to learn and benefit from these valuable blogs? And is it just for potential users and customers, or do founders need to go here and learn when we are here to do everything for everybody?
Yeah, well, it's for everyone everywhere, right? That's how I'll put it. So the founder base is small, okay? In the big scope, right? In the big picture, it's small, 1.4 million. But again, as I mentioned, if we're looking for 500 million customers, 1 billion customers, etc., then that 1.4 is very, very tiny. Okay, so it doesn't mean that we shouldn't educate ourselves. It doesn't mean that we shouldn't equip ourselves with knowledge, right? And maybe you may have an existing business, as an example. And it doesn't matter what that business is, as long as it's a legitimate business, you can also utilize OnPassive digital solutions, right? So the solutions that we have is going to make your life a lot better as a business owner, right? It's going to simplify, streamline things, make you more effective, make you more efficient, right? All these things will happen for you, again, regardless of the type of business that you have. People will need, companies will need, businesses will need what OnPassive has to provide. Okay, we know this. Why? Because as a business person, we're utilizing some of these tools, right? We are. Okay, and so if you want to continue to uplift your business, let your business grow to new heights, then certainly you want to take a look. So by going to the blog, you can educate yourself about that. Customers, potential customers, will go to the blog and educate themselves more about OnPassive and OnPassive solutions. There's lots of great information there. Even if someone is not in OnPassive, they can go to the blog and they can garner a wealth of knowledge from there, and then in turn implement that into whatever business they may be engaged in, right? So there's a wealth of knowledge that's there.
Indeed, there is, because, a couple of months ago, I was at a point of paying somebody just to teach me how to leverage every social media space, to do everything that we're doing out there and so on. But then when you go to the blog, you have all of these things explained in very simple terms for everybody. And why I'm bringing this up, Michael, is because from my own perspective, I understand that OnPassive is our new life. We will never go back to our pre-OnPassive life. And so you need to understand it and move on. If not, there's kind of, from my perspective, I feel that there's a competition now between us founders and potential customers and resellers, because when they come study it, understand it more or better than you and myself who have been there from the first day, they'll definitely do better than us who are founders. Am I thinking it right here?
Well, in the sense of the knowledge that they'll gain, then it all
Yes.
depends on how it's implemented, right? I can have
Yep.
all the knowledge in the world, but if I don't apply it, right, then where's the value in that, right? So those who choose to go to the site, equip themselves with what information is there, and then see how they can implement that in OnPassive, in any other business, etc., then they're going to gain from that, right? So we as founders, we have that head start because we're aware of this. There are millions upon millions that are not aware of OnPassive blog. In time, they will, but we who have that information firsthand, why not take advantage of that, right?
Right.
And so anytime you're involved in a business, it's good to understand the business that you're in. Understand your business. That's a good thing, right? So, I love learning, right? So to me, anytime people can learn, it's a really a good thing for them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun learning a new thing every day. It's worth it. Yeah. So according to Mr. Mufare, Dubai is the hub of the advertising of our massive IT company, and we are getting the attention that we sought. That's what I said. So could you at this juncture agree with the CEO and his team that everything is working as planned?
Absolutely, right? I think we're in a world where everything is, now, right? People want it now. That's why we have fast food, right? People want the food now. That's why we have microwave, right? So, we have to understand that there's time involved, right? There's time involved to build a credible, long-term business, okay? And so in order to have that, okay, clearly the company has to have a plan. You have to have a roadmap, okay? And the company is doing exactly that. They're what we see now with Dubai is just incredible, right? When you see that the advertising is placed in strategic places, right? So that even when you have these celebrities come over to Dubai and they're doing their own thing, and then while they're on whatever platform, you're able to see the OnPassive advertising in the background. That's just brilliant, right? And so, the thought that was behind that, very, very smart. So we know that the company is doing all the right things, right? We know, we've heard people who have gone to Dubai and have seen all that is there, and they report back, people taking videos. We know what Dubai stands for as far as, having a presence in the world economic stage, right? What the company is doing is all the right things. But because of our limited knowledge, right? There's that word knowledge again. Because of our limited knowledge, we don't understand any of this. And all we see is dollars and cents. Well, I don't see no money, so the company can't be doing what they're doing or know what they're doing. Or, of course not. You create all this, do all this activity up front, and then now when you open the doors, it's easy going, right? You just sit back, relax, and the automation takes over, right? But all this work has to be done. So when we say, done for you, it doesn't mean that there's no work being done, right? It's just that all the heavy lifting is done by the company, right? The company's putting everything in play. All you have to do is sit and be patient, right? And then enjoy the fruits, right, of all of this, all of what the company has been doing for us. So it's easy for us as founders to just sit back and relax. It really is. Let the company do what they're doing. They're the expert, right? If you're not the expert, right? If you don't understand branding, advertising, marketing, selling, if you don't know how to put together an offer, put together a website, do SEOs, all these things, right? Let the company do what they know to do. And then let's just sit back and see where we fit in, right? Sit back and see where we fit in. And it's brilliant, right? And it's easy too. It's not just brilliant, it is easy.
Sure. When you say founders should sit down and relax, it's because you get it, you see the picture, you saw it coming, and you still confirm that it's working as planned because you're following up, you know how it works. Others don't just get it at all, and they feel that we should have been collecting apples like yesterday, So they're like, is it worth it? Spending all the time, effort, money, and all of the things we're spending in Dubai? What would you be saying? Because people are asking this.
I've shared many times, Comfort, that when we look at the giants that are out there and we've seen their path, when we see that some of them took 10 years, 10 years to become that household name, right?
Mm.
When we've seen some of them took 3, 4, 5 years to come to the marketplace, right? And they have one product. You understand? So we know what it takes. The problem is that we who are in as founders, we've never been in a position where we get to see behind the veil, where we get to see beyond the closed doors, what's going on, right? We get to see the good, the bad, the ugly, the up and down. This is working, this is not working. Oh, you got to go re-register again. All these things, right? We get to see all of that. And we're not used to that. We're used to coming into a company that's already started their business. So we just joined and everything is running smoothly. And even then, a lot of businesses I've joined, they weren't running smoothly even after they've launched, right? So, it's based upon, what, again, our knowledge. It's based upon what we know, what we're used to, right? But what we should see is to look at the markers. Look at 2018, nothing was there. 2 little videos that talk about a digital marketing platform, nothing was there, right?
Yep.
But it was something that we would have made money with, no doubt, okay? But then we've transformed, we've upped our game, okay? And so as we move along, we can, again, look at the markers. Now, okay, we got a Hyderabad office, the entire building, right? Staff, all of that's there. Okay, we jump over and we saw what happened in Boston, the unveiling, of the Burj Khalifa, right? The advertising there, Dubai being swamped with OnPassive, right? And as we go along, now you have a station that we have the rights, the naming rights for the next 10 years. So you start to see all these things, the media department, everyone else that's come on board, people who have left their good paying job to lock arms with OnPassive as an employee, right? We're starting to see all of this. So to me, sitting back, looking on the outside in, one would be impressed with what they're seeing. One would say that, yes, work is being done.
Yeah.
Right? Progress is being made, right? And we're going somewhere with this. It's not like, okay, all this can be done and then poof, we failed. No, failure isn't an option. We've heard our CEO said it multiple times, right? And we know that to be true. Failure is not an option. One way, somehow, it's going to be done. That's why we say it's a done deal. So all we have to do is just relax, Comfort,
Exactly.
and let the people who are in the know, let them do what they know what to do, right? Simple.
Exactly. Thank you so much, Michael. You make it really simple. I hope that people are just enjoying it the same way I am. Michael, it's already established. Everybody is no longer secret or doubt that OnPassive is a giant, is the most, I don't know how to put it, the giant of a business that somebody has ever seen on planet Earth. However, Mr. Ash Mufare's interest or focus is more on providing value for all and then an uplifting humanity. Apart from that, the 3 products which he terms or he qualifies as having over the market value are going to be 100% free of charge. How does all of this value, humanity, and free products, how do all of these translate into money, given that people join businesses to make money?
Sure. Well, it's really simple, right? Everything about OnPassive is simple, right? It's we are the ones who complicate it, okay? When we look and see, and understand that if you want different results, you have to do something that is different. Right? You just can't. What's the point in joining OnPassive only to see the exact same thing that you saw in that last company that you were with? Like, what's the point? Why did you leave that company to come here? You understand? It would make no sense at all, right? Because the same results you had over there will be the same results you're going to have over here, okay? If things are not done differently. So when we come into OnPassive is totally different. They're starting out, just it's a paradigm shift, right? Things have changed, right? And so when we look at that, right, then we have to say, okay, here's a company that wants everyone, not 95%, not 99%. They want everyone to be successful, okay? So we have to do something that's different, because everything else that's out there, no, that's not the result that you will see, okay? So here comes OnPassive saying, if we can produce value more than what's in the marketplace, what's going to happen? We're going to have more customers, right? Okay. If we can present something that is different, something that's refreshing, that people says, wow, this is new. Oh, I want to be a part of this. Again, more customers. When you provide people something that is free, more people will take a look at it. Again, more customers, right? So you see the theme is more customers, more customers, more customers. The more customers you have, the more money you make. You see how simple that is, right? So there is a method to all of this, right? There's a method to all of this. Think about this now. I can simply go to someone and says, you know what? I know I've been communicating with you through Gmail, okay? But guess what? I'm no longer using that service anymore. If you want to continue our communication, reach me via O-mail. You understand? You just present something, a different way to connect with you. O-net. Okay, I'm no longer using this social media. This is what I'm using now for connect with me. Boom. That's all the person has to do, Komfor, because it's free. It's not costing them anything. They don't have to go through no monthly subscription, like some of these social media platforms are trying to do, right? It's not necessary. And it's a safer environment because you can control the people that you're connecting with, right? So all these things add up to what? More customers, more customers, more customers, because when they come and they get a positive experience, when these potential customers, enjoy the experience that they're having, what's going to happen? They're going to stay with you. They're going to buy from you because now they know you, they like you, they trust you. All equates into more money. And who will benefit from all of that? We as founders.
I know. You just concluded as though you read my mind, because I was going to say that all of these things, these people actually go sleepless nights just for us. And you don't want to imagine that you got this just for a token of $97. How, it's just a blessing, something to just celebrate all the time. Really do hope that everybody gets to get a hang of this thing, because it's beyond our imagination. So
it really is. And this is why we've been told so many times, think bigger, right? This is bigger than you and me, right? This is bigger than the individual, okay? This is about how can we help, 8 billion people that's on this planet. Right? How can we help them, right? There is a way to help them. We definitely can help them, okay? Because there are people in some remote parts of this world that are struggling. There are people right there in the United States, one of the wealthiest countries in the world, that are struggling. People in the UK, people in Canada, China, all over the globe that are struggling in the presence of billionaires, right? In the presence of billionaires. How can you have people that's worth 10 billion, 20 billion, 50 billion, 100 billion? How can you have that? And yet we have so many, right, that have nothing. You understand? So this is where the uplifting of humanity comes in, is that not everybody's looking to be no millionaire. They don't need to be, right? But if they can just get the basic necessities taken care of. Right? And so we can do that. We can be, the engine of change, to impact so many people worldwide. It is possible. There's more than enough for all of us, and it's going to happen. Again, it's a done deal because of OnPassive.
Exactly. Michael, tomorrow I'm bringing a panel here to discuss how OnPassive is going to change the lives of people who are on retirement, because we know what they go through, all the hustle and so on. You see tears all the time. So it's just a blessing to everybody. And oh my God. So we just want to hawk this thing really tight, take it and run away with it. Do the job as Mr. Just the dream should come true. Let all be Mother Teresa's, and I think that we're capable of doing it because this is total empowerment, right? I think what Mr. Ajmufara is doing is empowering us. Am I right, Michael?
Absolutely. As you touch on retirement, you know, there's so many people that are 70 plus that are still working. They're still looking for a way out. They haven't found it. In 70 years of living on this planet, they have not found that way out yet. Why? Because we've all been lied to. You know, go to school, get a good job, and you're going to be great. No, that's not true. Okay, it isn't true. Okay, if you want to just exist, that's exactly what you need to do, because that's exactly what's going to happen for you. So many have gone to school, gotten a good job, and at the end of it, age 65, age 69, age 72, they have nothing to show for it. Stats have shown that majority of people, by the time they reach age 65, they have less than $30,000 in their bank account.
Oh dear.
Right? How can you work for 40 years, 40 hours a week, week after week, month after month, year after year, for 40 years?
I'm getting emotional because it's real, Michael.
Right?
Yeah.
But it is real. You have nothing to show for it. I've known people who have passed away at 70 plus, 80 plus, and when they passed, they had nothing. There's nothing left.
Yeah.
Right? How is that possible?
Yes.
When we live in a world of opportunity, right? The problem is the corruption. The problem is that it's just a handful of individuals that keep everything to themselves, and they keep taking and taking, and they're not taking from the rich. They're taking from the poor, right? Because the poor is the majority of the people. So why would I go after the small, you understand it? Again, it's all about, like you have on there, your network is your network. It's all about the network. It's all about the data, okay? The size of it. So the size of the people who are poor is way bigger than the handful of people who are wealthy. And so instead of attacking the wealthy, they attack the poor because there's way more of them. So if we can just pull just $1 from each one of those poor people, okay? But if you have 5 billion people that are poor and just $1 you're pulling from them, that's $5 billion. So imagine every month you can pull $1 from them. Can you imagine? You understand? That's a lot of money. And what's wrong. That's what's wrong with society. Is the corruption. And OnPassive is here to correct the corruption.
I know the correction is here, the change is here, and I believe it's here to stay. So we need to just be on it. Yeah. So, referencing the Peter principle a couple of days ago, I said that when you grow to a certain level and are competent, you will maintain it. And if not, the business drops. So do you see Mr. Ajmufara's dream team as competent and capable of taking this giant company to its desired heights?
Oh, absolutely. Again, we're already at the top, right? So we're going to continue to grow higher and higher because you have to have capable people around you. And so Mr. Ajmufara has done exactly that. He's surrounded himself with quality individuals, people who are brilliant, right? Not just smart, they're actually brilliant. Just look at the marketing. Like, who would have thought, like some of the marketing that we've seen, who would have actually thought about that? So, you know what? Oh, maybe we can get a train station. Come on, let's think about that, folks, right? So what we're seeing is unprecedented. There's no doubt about that, okay? And so that just tells me that, yes, because marketing is a huge part of the process. Huge. You can have the best product, right? Everything is just great. This thing is going to cure this, is good. Just the best of the best. But if nobody knows about it, right? It just sits there. Right. It just sits there. So the marketing is so important. It's very, very, very important. And so when you just look at just that one piece of the puzzle, just look at that, right? When you take a look at automation, right? You have to be able to automate. You have to be able to free up your time. You have to, as a company, you have to be able to have more and more tasks being done automatically, right? By using technology. You have to have that. And so all these things on passive is putting together. It just makes perfect sense. And so there's no doubt that the team that is in place will take us to bigger and bigger and bigger heights. No doubt about that.
Yeah, sure, sure. It's just exciting. So, a couple of days ago, again, I had a nice chat with Dr. Bill Williams, and he said that, these days people sit there, they complain, oh, we just want the apples, we want this, I can't do this and that. So he said, instead of you sitting and doing nothing, fellow founders and brand ambassadors should spend this time now, establishing new relationships so that when our affiliate links are ready, we would be sharing the links to friends and no more to strangers. Does this mean the same, or does it sound the same like your mantra that your network is your net worth?
Well, absolutely. If we look at just take a few examples, right? Oprah Winfrey, right? I think everybody knows who Oprah is.
Sure.
Right? Okay, what does she have? She has a large network. Okay, she has a large network. If you take a look at Mark Zuckerberg, right? Facebook. Okay, what do they have? A large network. Okay, why did they buy WhatsApp? Okay, again, for the large network, making their network even bigger, right? So it's important to have a large network, okay? And so even you as an individual, now, like for me, I've marketed over the years, obviously, and so by building up a large network, it just simply means that no matter what I go and market, I'm going to make money. It's just that simple, okay? It doesn't matter what it is, okay? If I market it to my network, I'm going to make money. And so the same is applicable here, right? That as we build up a network, right? Whether it be followers, subscribers, just friends, whatever the case may be. Once you build up that circle, then guess what? Okay, that's going to build up your net worth. It's going to help you, gain more revenue coming in, right? So that way you can live the life that you want to live. It's as simple as that. And so instead of sitting there and do absolutely nothing, because it's a choice, right? Everything we do in life is a choice. So I can choose to sit, do absolutely nothing, or I can choose, to foster new relationships. Why not? Okay, that's going to help you grow. It's going to stimulate your mind. Sitting down and thinking about ideas. Okay, you're being creative and you're being proactive. You can do all of that. If you want to sit back, you can do that as well, because you can. Again, it's a choice, right? And so as I sit back, guess what's going to happen, right? When I purchase targeted traffic from the company, that's also going to help build and expand my network. So even though I have a network already, I'm still going to try and get as much targeted traffic from the company as possible. Absolutely, because that's going to continue to increase the network. Again, as the network gets bigger and bigger, so does the paycheck, so does the income, so does the revenue. It gets bigger and bigger. It's as simple as that. Look at Amazon, okay? Jeff Bezos, okay? Right? Billions upon billions, right? Why? Because of the large network that he created, okay? It's very, very simple, right? Again, we don't need to complicate anything. Keep it simple. And so OnPassive is going to make that entire process nice and simple for us, because I get it. Not everybody have the talent or the know-how, to get things done, set up stuff. We get all of that. We've said it from the beginning. You don't need to be tech savvy and all this stuff to come into OnPassive. Just get in, right? So that's still applicable, right? It's still applicable. Why? Because we're going to have the tools, we're going to have the resources to be able to automate the process. That's just the key. And it's not just OnPassive. Other companies are looking to automate the process, which is why we will be able to provide that service, provide those tools to not just individuals, but companies. Okay, companies, people have businesses, they'll be able to use OnPassive tools, OnPassive digital solutions to be able to empower, to be able to build, to be able to grow their own existing business. So that's a good thing. It's a complete win-win for everybody. So if you can't tell Komfor, I'm excited.
I know, sure. I know. Michael, please, one last one, really quick. This is important. A few people have come to me and asked, like, I heard Ash say when you buy a product, you own it and things like that. If you don't subscribe, you don't make apples. Meanwhile, he said that you just need to activate, you pay your activation fee and you start making apples. Has anything changed or is somebody misunderstanding something here?
Okay, so in order to make money, okay, or apples as you call it, sales have to be made. Okay.
Yep.
If I open up a restaurant right now and people come in, lots of people come into my restaurant, but no one buys anything inside am I going to make any money? No.
No.
Okay. No. So even if I have the restaurant full of people, okay, if no one buys anything, I don't make any money. So your business is no different, right? This is why I love what we're doing, because it's about products, right? It's about making sales. It's not about because, I invited 10 people or, none of that stuff. It's about sales. Sales have to be made, okay? Now, can I automate the sales process? Absolutely, I can, right? Now, can you imagine this? Can you imagine I'm able to set up a mini website, okay? Capture page.
Yep.
A mini website, okay? And beyond that, right, I have an autoresponder set up with a whole bunch of follow-up letters inside there. So these letters that are there are going to, present my offer, right? And it's going to follow up repeatedly on autopilot, right, with every single person who comes through my mini website. Okay. So in other words, I set all this stuff up, I walk away, right? I pay for traffic, I walk away, I come back, I pay for some more traffic, I walk away. You understand? So as long as I have that, what do I have? I have traffic coming to my mini site. My mini site capture the individuals who want to exchange their information, name and email address for what? For something that I'm offering them. Here's a free report, here's a 30-day free trial, whatever the case may be, I'm offering them. They accept it. Now they start getting my letters. My letters, these are sales letters. These are designed to make that person feel compelled to buy what it is I'm offering them. So at some point, whether it's the third letter, the fifth letter, the seventh, the ninth, the 10th, you understand? At some point, they're going to buy something from me.
Yep.
And that process just goes around and around. Is that not an automated process? And I just simply walk away. I'm sleeping. This is still going on. Because maybe my system is speaking to someone who's in India, who's 9.5 hours ahead of me, right? So I'm here sleeping at 3 a.m, but they are awake. Maybe that's somebody that's in Australia that's 16 hours ahead. You understand? Somewhere around the world, somebody is awake. Okay, and as long as I'm able to drive them, direct them to my site, okay, then the system takes over. So yes, it can be done, right? And that's what we have here. So that's what people have to look to, is that it's not that I come in and I sit there and nothing is going on, but I'm making all this money. No, something legitimate has to happen. Okay,
Right.
and what that is that traffic is being sorted, people are getting the information, and they're making a choice. And if they make that choice to purchase what I have, okay, how much easier is it for me to direct traffic to something that is free? Here's O-Mail, here's O-Trim, here's O-Net. It's free. It's costing you nothing other than you just come in and check us out. Hey, if you like what we have, stay. If you don't like what we have, leave. It's a choice. You understand? Right. It's non-threatening. I'm not trying to bang somebody over the head. I'm not chasing down my friends and family, say, hey, come buy from me. None of that stuff. Okay, that's like 1970s stuff. Okay, so we have the technology today that can do all of this, and it's going to help every single one of us.
So exciting. So, Michael, you are closing on this point now. What does it mean that when you buy a product, you own it?
Well, it's yours. You can utilize it. Okay. For example, O-Connect. So I buy O-Connect. That means I can use O-Connect. And because I can use O-Connect, I can also be a reseller of O-Connect. And so when somebody else chooses to purchase O-Connect directly through my website, through my link, etc., guess what? That constitutes a sale, money in my pocket. Thank you very much. On to the next one, right? Simple, simple, simple comfort. It is a
Oh,
beautiful
God.
thing. And not only will we have one product, that's a paid product, there will be others. But what I love is the free stuff, Comfort. It's the free stuff, because with the free stuff, I can have 1 million free customers in my network. Oh, that would be a blessing. Okay, because eventually these 1 million, they're going to buy something. There will be something there that they're going to see, that they're going to like, and they're going to purchase it. And when they do, that's apples in my pocket.
Yes, apples start dropping. You make it really, really simple, Michael. I really appreciate your time. Guys, thank you for joining Michael and myself this evening. Great interactions from you all. Really appreciate that. And we thank Michael. I know you've had a long day, but you still braved it to come and face us here. Thank you so much, Michael. Keep on doing the good work we all are seeing, and we appreciate you. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you so much, Comfort. Thank you so much.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Bye.